Hello students, welcome to the third video of Java. We have covered nearly 36 questions in the previous two videos. Now we'll see few questions from inheritance, packages and all those sections. Okay, see this segment of questions. Uh, they may ask about this keyword, super keyword, and because these two are special references in Java. Okay, otherwise differentiate between the this and super keyword. So you should know what is this and super keyword. This and super are references. They point to some objects. This always refers to the current object, and super always refers to its immediate parent. Okay, they can be used as simply this or as a method call. Okay, if you use as this, it can be used to the current class instance variable. You can invoke the method current class method, or you can access the variable of a current class. If you use it as a method call like this that is used to invoke the current class constructor. Okay, this always refers to the current instance. And coming to super, it refers to the immediate parent. Suppose uh, class A is there and class B is derived from A. A becomes the immediate parent of B. From B, super refers to A. Okay, so where you can access the instance variables and methods of your parent class with the help of super, or if you use like this, it will invoke the immediate parent. See the calls, this call and super call. Okay, they are used to call the default constructor. If it is called without argument, it invokes the default constructor of the same class. If it is invoked with arguments, then the particular constructor which matches those number of arguments that will be invoked. And if you use this and super as methods, they should be present as the first line of the block you are writing. That is one point you need to remember. Okay, so the takeaway is this and super are special references. This is used to refer to the current object, and super is used to refer to the immediate parent. They can be simply used as this or as a method call. You can access variables and methods with the help of this. And if you use this and super calls to invoke the constructor, they should be present as the first line. Okay, now set of questions about inheritance. Before answering these questions, I'll show you some slides about inheritance, and then we'll answer all these. What kind of questions can be asked, and how we have to answer them. Okay, so we'll see inheritance in a very fast forward manner. This is the definition of inheritance. Whenever they ask what is inheritance, you just quickly you need to say that acquiring the properties of an existing object into a newly created object. Okay, that is a simple definition, and you can also say that why you are acquiring the properties of existing object to another to overcome the redeclaration. Okay, so acquiring the properties of an existing object into a newly created object to overcome the redeclaration of properties in different classes. Okay, see, if you see this class diagram, class B is derived from class A. Okay, a class that is derived from another class, here it is B, is referred as subclass, derived class, or extended class, or child class. All are synonymous. Okay, and coming to the class A, that is the class from which a subclass is derived, it can be referred as superclass, base class, or parent class. Okay, here the point you need to remember is, suppose if class A has variables, methods, and some classes, you can write one class inside another class, no, that they are referred as nested classes. All will get inherited to this class B. Okay, if they are not private. Clear? Private members are only that class property, they will not get inherited. Remaining all will be inherited to the subclass. Okay, and if this class has constructors, they will not get inherited to subclass. This point you need to remember, because constructors are not members. Constructors are not members. They are not inherited by subclasses. Okay. So what gets inherited? All the variables, methods and nested classes present in superclass will be inherited if they are not private. Constructors are not inherited. Okay. So when you design subclass and superclass, the most specific classes are designed as subclasses. Next immediate parents are next generic, and the topmost class is the generic class. Okay, and in Java we say about two relationships: is a relationship and has a relationship. Okay, is a relationship is this: every subclass is a superclass. Okay, if a class is derived from another class, we'll say that those two classes are in is a relationship. Okay, has a relationship means I have a class, I have a class. Inside this, I'm using another object. Suppose I'm using string s1 is equal to something. This is also an object, no? Okay, object of string class. That means class A has s1. This is referred as has a relationship. One object will be enclosed inside another object. Okay, that is has a relationship. Um, So, if you might have known about Java API. Java API is also organized as a class hierarchy. That means all classes are subclasses of another class. If you read about exception handling, exception class hierarchy, in that way you'll read, no. For all the classes in the Java API, the super class is called object class. This is the parent of all the classes. Okay, in Telugu it is Muttata. Sarena? So for all the classes in Java, object class is a super class, and all the classes for all the classes you write also, object is the super class. Okay, so at the top of the hierarchy, object is the most general. Clear? So superclass of all the classes, where it is defined in a package called java.lang. So which is the superclass of all the classes, and its object class defined in java.lang. So to create a class, we use the keyword extends, and you have different types of inheritance. Based on classes, we can achieve single, multi-level, hierarchical, sometimes hybrid also we can achieve. Okay, and based on interfaces, you can achieve multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. This can be achieved with the help of classes also sometimes. Okay, so what are these inheritances? We'll see. This is single inheritance. That means in your inheritance hierarchy, we'll have only two classes. One class is subclass of another class. If you have this kind of a relationship, then you'll say that it's a single inheritance. Okay, this is multi-level inheritance. Here, more than two classes participate in the inheritance hierarchy. I am saying not three, more than two classes participate in the inheritance hierarchy. Suppose if you observe this class B is a derived class of A, and it is also a superclass of class C. And that means this class is acting as both derived and superclass. For that, if you have a class in the hierarchy which is acting as both derived and super, and it is going in a linear fashion, then we refer that inheritance as a multi-level inheritance. So you can have one more here, and in this way also. Then C will be derived class of class B and superclass of class D. Here you should have few classes, one or more classes, which should act as both derived and super. Okay, here the number of classes participate are more than 2. It's not restricted to 3, but it should be more than 2. Okay, this is hierarchical inheritance. Majority of the real world applications follow this kind of inheritance. Okay, if you have class A. From that class A, lot of classes are derived. See, faculty can be derived from a class person. Student can be derived from a class called person. That means person has two subclasses, faculty and student, in that way. Here B, C, D are subclasses of class A. This is referred as hierarchical inheritance. Okay. This is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means, say this, you have a class A and class B. This class C is child of A and B. Class C is child of A and B. But this this kind of hierarchy is referred as multiple inheritance. But this is not possible with the help of classes in Java. To achieve this, we have to use interfaces. Okay. Why this is not possible? You may get a question like this: why multiple inheritance is not achieved with the help of classes? Okay, see, if what is inheritance? All the properties of one class will be acquired by its child. If this class has a variable with the name NAME and class B also has a variable with the name NAME, and C is child of both the classes, so it will get an ambiguity if it refers to name, which property, which class property it is referring, that is ambiguity. So it's for this reason multiple inheritance can't be achieved with the help of classes. And this is hybrid inheritance. That means till now we have seen four kinds of inheritance: no, single, multi-level, and hierarchical and multiple inheritance. If a inheritance hierarchy which involves more than one type of inheritance type, then it is called hybrid. If you observe this, these B and C are childs of A. That means here it is hierarchical inheritance. And if you observe this D, this is child of B and C. This is multiple inheritance. Okay, so this is a hybrid inheritance, diamond inheritance, which involves multiple also. So it is not possible by classes. Okay, some kinds of hybrid inheritance are possible by classes. See, I'll draw a picture here. There is a class A. There is a class A and a child B is there, and one more child C is there. So this is a hierarchical inheritance. And if you observe this, I have created one more child for D. Okay, and this is multi-level and this is hierarchical. If my inheritance hierarchy is like this is also hybrid inheritance, and this is possible through classes. Okay, so all hybrid inheritances are not possible through classes. If a hybrid inheritance involves multiple, then it is not possible. Okay, you'll definitely get these kind of questions. What are the benefits of inheritance? Do you have any problem if you follow inheritance in that way? The first and foremost advantage you have to convey is reusability. That means once created, you can reuse it by extending it. Extensibility: once a well designed software component, a class is created, it can be extended without modifying it by writing derived class. Okay, and overriding means defining one more functionality to the existing method in that way. Okay, and the drawback is if you have lot of levels A, B, C, D in that way, if it is more than 10 levels depth, then it is the time required to execute the program is more, it seems. That is one of the drawback. Okay, so far we have discussed. We know that we have we'll write constructors to create objects. Okay, how can constructor gets called? when they are involved in inheritance. This is called constructor chaining. See, we have three classes here: class A, class B is subclass of class A, class C is subclass of class B. And in the main method, this is one object class, second object class, and third object class. And this class is having main method, so this is driver class. Here I am creating object for this guy. Okay, whenever we create an object, what happens? Its constructor gets called. Okay, so whenever it invokes its constructor, as it is a descendant of class B, its constructor is invoked implicitly. Okay, and before executing its constructor, as it is a descendant of A, its constructor gets executed. See, I'll show you through an animation. So there are three classes: animal, mammal, and carnivorous. Carnivorous is the grandchild, and the main grandparent is animal. And we are creating object for carnivores. Okay, the last class. What happens is the constructor of carnivores have to be executed, but it invokes the constructor of its immediate parent mammal, and it invokes the constructor of immediate parent animal. That gets executed first. Animal is executed first, and then it goes back to the calling point, that is the constructor of mammal. Mammal is executed next, and then it will which is invoked it, the constructor of carnivores. So it will go carnivores is executed last. Okay, if you go back, what's the output here? I am constructor of A, I am constructor of B, I am constructor of C. This kind of invocation of constructors is referred as constructor chain invocation. Constructor chain invocation. Okay, and coming to method overriding, we all know method overloading. Method overloading means writing the same method, writing more number of methods with the same name in a single class, and the number or the type of arguments will vary. Overriding means, this is overriding, writing the same method in both superclass and subclass. By following the same signature, if you define a method in superclass and subclass, it is called overriding. Okay, and uh, actually, if I do not write this foo method, what happens? The same implementation which is present in the superclass gets inherited. As I am rewriting it here, the old implementation is overwritten by the new implementation. For that reason, we are calling it as method overriding. We are overwriting the existing implementation with a new implementation. Okay. People may also ask overriding versus overloading. See, overloading happens in a single class, overriding happens between the inheritance hierarchy. Through these two, we achieve polymorphism. Okay, through overloading, we achieve compile time polymorphism. That means which method I need to invoke, that is evaluated at the time of compilation only. So, with the help of the number of arguments, so we achieve compile time polymorphism through overloading. And runtime polymorphism, with what reference variable we are invoking, child reference or parent reference, that is known at the runtime, at the time of execution. So runtime polymorphism is achieved with the help of overriding. Okay. If you have an overridden method, uh, which version is called superclass version or subclass version, that is resolved with the help of dynamic method dispatch. Okay, so you have one special operator called instance of operator. It returns either true or false. Okay, it is used to test whether the object is an instance of a particular specified type of class or not. We'll see it later. We'll go to the questions part. here we are. So what is inheritance? What we have to say? Acquiring the properties of one object into the another. And what are the benefits of inheritance? In a very fast formal manner, you have to say reusability, extensibility, and next. Okay. And what which class is superclass for all classes? Which class is superclass for all classes? Object class. Why is multiple inheritance not supported in Java? That also we have discussed it through slides. What is aggregation? Here there are few topics. So what is meant by aggregation, composition, and association? Uh, the association is a relationship where all objects have their own life cycle and there is no owner. So I have conveyed about is a relationship and has a relationship. No, association is nothing but has a relationship. One object enclosed inside another. Aggregation is it's a specialized form of association. That means um, it's an easy relationship. Okay, and we'll see this question also. What is meant by method overloading and what is meant by method overriding? uh, we have seen what is meant by method overloading and what is meant by method overriding. Okay, there are some rules also. What are the rules for method overriding and method overloading also you should be aware of. Okay, can we override the overloaded method? Can we override the overloaded methods? Yes, it is possible. Can we override the static method? If we have a static method, can I define it again inside the subclass? There is no meaning if you that means static always refers to current object. So there is no meaning redefining it in the another object, so we cannot override. Okay, differences also we have seen. Can we override the private methods? Private methods are not at all inherited. How can we override? Okay, runtime polymorphism we have seen, and this is static and dynamic binding. These are achieved with the help of overloading and overriding. Through overloading, compile time polymorphism I have said, it happens at the compile time static. Okay, compile time polymorphism is fast because execution becomes slow in runtime polymorphism, because at the execution time it resolves which method it has to call. Okay,